Oh, the streets are cold and gray, but the fire in our hearts won't stray from the pitch where dreams collide. We'll stand together side by side. Oh, when the Spurs go marching in, when the Spurs go marching in, I wanna be there in that number. Oh, when the Spurs go marching in.
Hi everybody, Gary Ward here. Project Spurs. Is Saturday's game against Fulham a must-win? Let's discuss it. So tomorrow night at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 8 o'clock kickoff, which again is a late one, isn't it, in the Premier League? Not quite sure how I feel about the 8 o'clock kickoffs yet, especially for people travelling in. I have to travel in, but it's not a huge journey for me. Maybe an hour and a half on a good day. On a bad day takes double that really, as has in the past this season. But looking at the game and ahead, I really think this is a must win, and not only a must win, but a must win with conviction. The reason I say that we need to be convincing in our victory is based on a number of factors, really. The main one being the Thomas Frank out brigade that is currently making its rounds on Twitter and other social media and TikTok and YouTube and things like that. I get that there's some concern and that we're shipping goals too easily again. We did that last season, 65 in the Premier League, 22 league defeats is no joke. That's relegation material really. But I think that a lot of the cries at the moment is unjustified. We're looking at a team that's come off of those defeats, come off of a really, really poor season. And I think Thomas Frank's been too careful in a lot of the games where he's tried to shore things up and make sure that we don't concede too many. And obviously in the last two games, it's been far too many. It's far too many for a club that has aspirations of not only winning things, but competing on all fronts. So I can understand the worries and the concerns. I am more judging once the forward line comes back. Last season, we were without our defence, but we were able to score, I think, 64 goals and we conceded 65. This season, we're without our strike force, really, front line, and we've lost Song and not replaced him. And then our defence has an issue. So we don't seem to have it easy as Tottenham fans, really, do we? So, yeah, I'm going to be more judgmental, I guess is the word, when we get those strikers back and our forward line, Maddison, Kulusevski, Solanke. And once Kolo Muani plays some more games, I think on Wednesday we saw the best of Kolo Muani, but I also think that that's probably an audition, not only for Tottenham, but for PSG to say, look, this is what you got rid of and this is what I can do. And I can do it to you in your own back garden. It's essentially it's his back garden as well. So fair credit to him there. But I hope that he can take this on into the Premier League and put a performance in. And as I said at the beginning of this, a convincing performance. We certainly need it, I feel. Otherwise, we're going to slowly slip down the Premier League. So I want to see more of Wednesday night in terms of the togetherness and that high energy in the middle, certainly from sort of Bergvall and Archie Gray. For me, both of them should start. And then by all accounts, I would have Javi Simmons in front of them. I think that Archie Gray can sit and has the ability to sit. Lucas Bergvall can as well, but he essentially would be a box-to-box player, can get up in and around and help. Xavi Simmons, I think Mohamed Kudus needs to start. Definitely needs to start. We need him on the pitch and on the pitch playing well. The left-hand side, I'm open to that being potentially Richarlison. Though I think it might be someone like Odegaard or Mathys Tel. Mathys Tel obviously couldn't play on Wednesday, not in the Champions League team. And then up front, it has to be Kolo Muani for me. and hopefully he can continue what he started on Wednesday. But there needs to be that conviction. But we need our best and most creative players on the pitch at home. We need to get some points on the board. We need to get a win at home, settle things down at home, and start making it a difficult place to come. So let's be fair, it hasn't really been a difficult place to come since we moved there 6 years ago, and we really need to start doing that now. Obviously, no Christian Romero on Saturday night, suspended, 5th yellow card against Arsenal. I thought he was very, very poor on Wednesday. We get these from him quite a bit, this up and down performances. However, we are without 8 players, as reports say this morning. 7 of the Tottenham players are injured, and Christian Romero, as I said, is suspended after picking up that 5th yellow card. So that leaves James Maddison, Dejan Kulusevski, Dominic Solanke, Ben Davis, Yves Bissouma, Kota Takai are all out with injury, and Radu Dragic, easy for me to say, is potentially on his way back, but it is not ready yet. That's a lot of players, most of them in our creative front line, and then you add on top of that Song leaving and not being replaced. It's difficult. Was Colin Moani brought in as a left-sided player? I think we might start seeing that over the next few weeks. Now he's fit. If he starts to play on that left-hand side, I think that's what they've looked at as let's bring him in because he's available, and then let's address that left-hand side in the summer after seeing how well Odegaard performs, Tail plays. Obviously, Mikey Moore's out on loan, who picked up an injury as well. Unfortunately, he's out for about 4 to 6 weeks, which is a shame. He was starting to play regularly and progressing a little bit better by all accounts. But I think that left-hand side probably will be addressed in the summer, unless something crazy happens and a player is available and wants to come to us. I know that everyone wants Anton Semenyo. I'm not sure that's likely to happen. Don't see us spending that huge amount of money in January, but I think that it comes down to the ownership and what they're saying is proof in the pudding. If they are looking for us to compete on all fronts, they really want us to be successful, and they are backing Thomas Frank as much as they're publicly saying, we'll see that in January. If we get nothing or another loan, which we would traditionally probably have got under Daniel Levy, then I think it's probably the same from ENIC as we've seen for the last 25 years. So that's interesting coming up. We've got, a month, 5 weeks till the January transfer window opens. Speaking of January transfer window, there's been some more rumours this morning. In Italy, Juventus sort of fan site suggesting that their Brazilian centre-back, Bremer, who's a good defender actually, is likely to, or is showing interest from Tottenham, and Paratici is sniffing around. Obviously, he likes going to Juventus and taking some of their players. Good centre back, 28 years old, experience. I think I don't know if we need another one. We could do with one because I don't know how Dragic is going to be when he comes back. He probably might need to go out on loan and get some proper minutes in him. And Kota Takai is completely unknown quantity, so that really leaves who we've got, right? Danzo, Mickey, and Christian Romero. So we probably will need one more. I think Ben Davis his time at the club's done. So this makes sense. Reported 40 million euros, probably about 35 million pounds. Not too bad for a 28-year-old centre back. Good experience as captain Juventus as well. Like him. Wouldn't be too bad of a shout. Monaco's Akalush again has been heavily linked with the club. I know a lot of teams in and around Europe seems to be interested in him. There was a large amount of interest in him, I think, in the summer, right? So whether that comes off, I'm not sure. He can play on the left, so that might open up some options for us. Again, he's a young player that's not got that Premier League experience. I'd be very more open to Premier League experience or Premier League ready experience from in and around Europe. Is he Premier League experience ready? Not too sure, to be honest. So it'll be interesting to see how things are going there. Also, Timo Werner, ex-Tottenham, looks like he's off to Inter Miami to play with Lionel Messi. See, he ain't had a bad sort of career, really, has he? bless him. So he's looks like he might be off to Miami. All right, if you can get it right. So yeah, but back to tomorrow night's game. For me, formation wise, I'd like to see the 4-2-3-1. I think at home we definitely need to be more attacking, more expansive, especially on the ball. We've got a great motto that says "To dare is to do." Let's show that. Let's show that from not only the manager but from the players. Let's not get to that 18-yard box and get worried and then cut back and then go to a double pivot and then go out to the other wing and then lose it, or go back and keep recycling it. A lot of those reasons I think we do that is the balance is not right. We can't keep having a right-sided or right-footed player playing at left back that when he gets to the edge of the box wants to cross for the outside of his right foot, as he did multiple times against PSG on Wednesday, or that he cuts back and goes into the double pivot and then it goes out to the other side. As a striker, that's incredibly frustrating. That stops the momentum in your run. You need to then reset, try and get yourself repositioned. The defenders have got time to get back. Midfielders have got time to get back. Just get that ball in as quick as we can, or play through the line, through the middle for a number 10. That's why I think number 10, especially at home, is very important. Javi Simmons to me has got to play. He's clearly a confidence player. You know, you're going to get better with confidence and more things come. And once a goal comes, once an assist comes, he'll relax himself, I think. And he's still obviously getting up to the speed of the Premier League, which is difficult for him, clearly. But we'll get there. You've got to look at round how many of these wonderful players we've had in the Premier League, how long it's taken them to get acclimatized to the Premiership. And there isn't really anyone that's come from the continent this summer that's really taken it by storm. So I've got no worries about that. He will come good, but he just needs to play now, and he needs more minutes on the pitch. He's only going to improve with that. Colin Moani again for me has to start. I want to see him through central. It's good in the air, can hold the ball up, got a great first touch, can encourage a foul when we're under pressure, can take the pressure off our midfield and back line, can run the channels as well for free balls from Javi Simmons, Luke Bergwijn, etc. So yeah, really need him to be playing up front, centrally. Left-hand side, as I said earlier, happy with Richarlison there, gives us energy. It can be a bit difficult to play against. However, I think it might be more of an Odegaard or maybe a Matisse Tell, because Tell obviously wasn't in Champions League. So the left side for me is a little bit unknown. Left back has to be O'Dogie, absolutely for me, no question about it. Gives us the balance, gives us a left-sided player that we really need, especially on the overlaps. Right-hand side against Pedro Porro for me. We need more attackingness at home. I like him. I'm a big fan of his. Obviously, centre-back wise, it's obviously going to be Kevin Danso and Mickey van der Ven. Right-hand side for me has to be Mohamed Kudus. Obviously, been out with some injuries, but he's got to come in now. He's got to play. We need him. We need our best and most creative players on that pitch, especially at home, and we have to be daring. And obviously, you're going to have Vicario in goal. So that's my sort of lineup. I've probably got 10 out of the 11. Obviously, I said at the beginning, just to cover that again, I would like to see Archie Gray and Lucas Bergwijn again together as a partnership. And now I think they've got what it takes to be in there. If you've put them in there against arguably the best team in Europe, or one of the top two in their backyard, then you know they can play against Fulham, especially at home. So Archie can sit. So yeah, that would be my sort of 10. The left-sided, I'm not too sure on. There's a number of players. But as we've seen from Thomas Frank, I could be completely wrong, and we could end up playing with a 3-4-3 or something completely out of the ordinary. We may even go with a 4-3-3, or I don't know. We could 4-4-2 again. We played the diamond, didn't we, on Wednesday? A flat 4-4-2 out of possession, more diamond in it, and then at times went to a 4-3-3 with Sarr going out wide. So we could see a combination of formations on Saturday night. So excited to see it. I'll be at the game. I do tend to go to different parts of the stadium and just experience different atmospheres, sit with different people. Tend to to go with my brother, but we can never get a ticket together, sat together. I find it quite difficult to do that. So yeah, I normally sit on my own and experience different environments. Some are better than others, I must admit, just out of preference. I can't even remember where I'm sitting. I'm pretty sure I'm behind the dugout tomorrow. If I am, that'd be good. I like being behind there. I like to see how the coaches interact with each other during the game. I like to see the game from afar. I like to see everything of the pitch. So I like to be a little bit higher, not too high. So I think I like to be close, but not too close as well. I like to analyze stuff, and I get in really early. Try and get in as early as I can. Watch the warm ups, watch the setups, watch the things that we're doing, watch things that they're doing, and sort of go through a lot of stuff in my mind. I used to take a lot of that into my own coaching and management when I was doing that, and I look at the game slightly differently on that side rather than going in and singing and dancing and drinking. I don't do that type of stuff. I obviously sing and create an atmosphere, but that isn't what I'm my enjoyable aspects. I'll go to a game, I want to analyze it in my mind and think, what would I do, and then see if I can predict what the manager's doing, while obviously supporting our team. When I go to other clubs, I more look at, well, actually, I do X, Y, and Z here. What's that manager going to do on this section, and see if I can, predict things. So yeah, I like to go in early. Excited for tomorrow. Me and my brother will be going down. It'll be a late one again, 8 o'clock kickoff, probably home midnight. And then next week it's Newcastle, isn't it? Away from home. It's going to be a real difficult game again. I think we're going to have to be a bit more defensive minded on that game. But yeah, let's hope that tomorrow's a good performance. There's a win. We have to win. We can't start slipping down that league. Because let's just check the league as it stands. If results don't go away, we will start slipping down that. We are currently 9th. We are joint 9th with Manchester United, Everton, and Liverpool, and then 2 points ahead of Brentford, and only 3 ahead of Newcastle down in 14th. So we could really, we lose. And behind that is Fulham, and Fulham are only 4 points off us, so they're not huge way away. So we could end up in 14th with the other people around us winning. I'm not sure Liverpool will. Well, they've got West Ham, who are on a bit of a resurgence, actually. 2 wins and a draw in their last couple of games, didn't they? Fulham are win-loss type team at the moment. So we could slip down. Equally, with a win, could put us up to 4th if results go our way. So it's very, very difficult, very, very tight in and around that Premier League at the moment. Bar the top, really. Arsenal sort of war, 6 points clear, but they're playing Chelsea, so that's going to be a big game this weekend. I honestly can't stand either of them. I'd like to see Chelsea probably win though, so it just closes the gap, makes the Premier League a little bit more interesting. Let's be fair, the top 4 isn't really of concern at the moment to us. We're not going to break into that, I don't think, this season. So at the beginning, a top 8 finish and a cup for me. I'll be honest, I wanted the League Cup, but we're out of that. So let's go for the FA Cup if we can. If we go out of that relatively quite quickly, then it's essential that we finish as high as possible in the league to get Europe next season. But a top 8 for me, we're not far off that at the moment, and a cup would be nice, and then progress as far as we can in the Champions League, just purely based on finances there. That'll help us. But we need to be in Europe next season to attract these players. More players coming in. People are going to want to play at the club anyway. I'd even take the Conference League as a Europe if we get a cup. So it's really down to the FA Cup for us now. But yeah, excited for tomorrow. Let us know in the comments what you think will be the lineup formation wise. Are you very pro Bergvall and Gray after Wednesday's performance? I know a lot of people are. That energy that they brought, especially that diamond, looked very, very good. And yeah, you go into the game, let me know. And please do subscribe to very, very new channels. Probably about the 3rd video we've done. Still getting to the hang of things. But appreciate support and everything we've had so far on here. We'll be back on Monday with a review. If you do want to be involved in the channel, everybody is welcome. Just need to write a comment below or send me a message on Twitter at Gary R. Ward. I'll send you a link. You're welcome to come on 5-10 minutes, share your thoughts, and then you can enjoy the rest of the evening, watch the rest of the show, etc. So yeah, I want to get as many people on as we possibly can. But have a great weekend, and obviously, come on you Spurs.